It's already started.
I know.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm here doing my August wrap-up, finally. After like 2 weeks of avoiding this, I cannot avoid it anymore and have, dropping things, and have only 6 books this month. But they're kind of big. Does that count for anything? The first book I read was at the very end of the month. It was part of the booktube, the thing that I was trying to do, and it's the short story on my Kindle, and it's The Short Second Life of Bree, if I'm saying that correctly, which is the little short story that goes with the Twilight series. And as much as I love Twilight, I haven't read that in so long that I completely forgot what it was about. So it was nice to be able to reread that. And I moved on from the rereading that I was doing and finally got into some books that I haven't read yet. So I tried to take part in the tome toppler, but did a really crappy job. There's a bunch of different things that you could do, like read more than one tome, read a graphic novel or manga, sorry, I know I'm saying that wrong. Read an adult book, all sorts of stuff. So for the tome toppler, I read 2 tomes. I was gonna read 3, but the third one's still sitting on my nightstand with like 10 pages into it. The first one I read was House Rules by Jodi Picoult, and Jodi Picoult is really good at writing. I don't know how to describe her books. They are kind of contemporary, kind of suspense with a twist. So they're not scary, they're not thrillers, but they definitely are hard to take books. They're not like easy reads. They're one of those reads that it takes a while to read them. It's very, ugh. Anyways, this one is about a boy, boy, who is accused of murder. And he has Asperger's. He's 18 years old and he has the genius IQ but the social skills of a 8-year-old. So even though he's 18, they're trying to decipher whether or not he should be put on trial for murder, because was he old enough? Was he mature enough? Was he able-brained enough to understand what was going on? Like always, Jodi Picoult has a massive twist in all of her books, but this one, I figured it out within the first 100 pages. And that never happens to me. I am always that moron that gets all the way to the end of the book before I figure out what it is, and I'm like shocked every time. This one I was not shocked at, but it was a really good book. So I definitely recommend it. That one actually worked for my adult read. This one was my graphic novel, and this one worked for my graphic novel and my read 2 tomes. So this was my second one. The only one I didn't get to was I didn't have a buddy read, and I didn't have a part of a series, unless you consider this part of a series, because this is a bind up book 1 of a bunch of Saga's books. So Saga is an amazing graphic novel with the most beautiful pictures, and it's got a really amazing story. It's very vibrant and I love it. But there are some serious adult themes in here. There is sex, there is violence, there is language. There's Lise. She wants to be in a video today. She's all classed out for soccer. That kind of hurt my hand. It gets it. So, still, thank you for blooper reels this week. So if you are okay with mature themes and you like graphic novels, please check out Saga. I just bought book 2. It should be here soon. Next 2 books I read. Aww. That was my bookmark. This is the same baby. Right here. This is this. I don't know why there's a bookmark in it. Hey, I didn't even use that as a bookmark. So the next two books I read were The City of Fallen Angels and The City of Lost Souls, which are book 4 and 5 in the Mortal Instruments series. And I am making my way through this series, one book at a time. I actually have already finished, spoiler alert, Heavenly Fire, and I'm working on Clockwork Angel. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this. And I love these. I really, really love these. If you are sensitive to narrators, these books are kind of, The best narrator we had was the first two books. I can't remember. They've gone through so many narrators. There were like 5 or 6 different narrators for this series, and as the series progressed, the narrators got worse. I had to listen to these books fast because the narrator was so unbelievably slow. She talked like this, and if you didn't speed it up, it was going to drive you crazy. So I sped her up big time. I had her at like 1.5 speed, and I'm normally a holist that listens to my books at 1, because if I don't, then I miss something. It takes way too much brain concentration for me to listen to a book when it's going fast. But these ones were a must because of the narrator. I don't remember which one it is. I want to say this one had 2 narrators. The guy was great. The girl was too slow. They took the guy out and just used the girl for this one, sped it up, it was great. The next one was terrible. Worst narrators ever. But I've gotten to that point where if you are sensitive about narrators, just read them, don't listen to them. But yeah, this is 4 and 5. I'm almost done. And I have the next set coming. Yay! And last but not least is Magonia. And if you're at all interested in reading Magonia, do not read the synopsis. I had no idea what this book was about, and I went into it completely blind. The only thing I'll tell you about this book is it's about a girl named Asa who is dying. And that's all I'm gonna say. Because if you read the front flap, it'll give you too much information, and you will be spoiled for this book. So go into this one blind, and it's so good. And I'm reading the second one right now, and I love it, love it, love it. This is an amazing story, and I mispronounced Magonia like 5,000 times. I actually had to look up how to say it because it was driving me nuts because I was saying it wrong. But it's definitely weird and whimsical. The way, I think it's Goodreads, said is that it was like Fault in Our Stars because it's about a girl dying. It's about Stardust, and it's about Daughter of Smoke and Bones. If you take all those 3 books and you mash them together, this is the book you're going to get. And that was all I knew about it, and that was enough for me. And I ended up really, really enjoying it. So much so that number 2 is being read now. I don't have a book haul for you guys right now. I will have one for you guys soon. The books I bought last month equal the number 2. So I was not going to do an entire haul for 2 books, but I did buy a few things on Book Outlet, and I bought a couple things on Barnes & Noble because I am getting ready to need new books, because the series that I'm actually actively working on had more books to them, so I went and I picked those up. That's not the Book Outlet, that's the Barnes & Noble. Book Outlet was just because I have a problem.
You think there's a pile of books next to the bookshelf because she doesn't have enough space.
Yeah, I ran out of room on my bookshelves, and I'm sure I could find more places to put books, but yeah.
It's time to start using the dresser drawers.
So I have a couple of options, one of which is to clean off this bookshelf that's over here that's full of stickers and craft stuff and use it for books because it's big, or put it together one that's on the floor and put that somewhere, which I haven't figured out yet. I'm working on it. Alright, so that's it for this video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!